What's that? Okay, I'm gonna leave the computer where it is then. It's on right now. Oh yeah.
Get up off of that feet!
I don't have no reason on though. I don't know, maybe it's not on. Oh, there it is.
Get up off of that feet!
Good evening, Mike Mecca's first one in. Good evening, Mike. We're gonna do I don't know if I ever get quick ones in, but I'm gonna try to do a quick one with Spry. Haven't fed the other dogs. Aaron Garlock, welcome. Becky, welcome. Jeff is in. Yep, Steph's with me tonight. She's actually gonna help me do some of the filming. So I'm gonna make a few retrieves with Spry and try to get a few successful retrieves. And then the other thing I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna go through the list from last night and touch on some of that, because I think I asked for some strengths and weaknesses. So Kaylee, Becky, Joe, Stephanie, Jeff, welcome guys. I'm going to start out, I just kind of did already, we're working on Spry being patient in her kennel and understanding and learning that she has to wait to come out. So I just got home from the office not too long ago. She has gotten, she was out to go to the bathroom, but I kenneled her back up in between. Am I going to be in Madison, Mike wants to know? We're going to be there just for Saturday during the day. And then we have at the Deer Classic, and then we've got a Whitetails Unlimited banquet, Whitetails Unlimited Deer Camp that we'll be doing Saturday night. So Ty is in, George is in, welcome Carrie. She can catch a live one. I apologize guys, I got this late. Chris is in. Do me a favor guys, if you go ahead and share it. Tonight we're going to kind of do a review. It's really not a review, but I'm going to make it into a review. Carson, welcome. Justin, welcome from Texas. I'm going to be reviewing because I haven't done one for so long. So I'm really not reviewing. I'm simply practicing what we've been doing and hoping that I have success with it tonight. So Chris Hines, welcome. Spry. Now, I'm going to review what we've done, and we've done well. Uh-oh, floor's getting dirty. Sit. So again, we start out under control. Tony Smith joined in. Welcome, Tony. Megan Smith is in. No relation. Jack is in. So what I'm going to do is, I took her out under control. You guys saw that. We've moved to that where the kennel goes in, she goes under control, she comes out under control. I come over to the door, my dogs are going to sit before I go out. Okay, so it's dark again tonight. We got a little late on ourselves. Where's the time go? But, so, Spry sits nice and patiently. Spry. Now she can come out, she can do her business. So I'm going to take her out immediately. So for those who have the little puppies, you do the same thing. Get them out right away. Come out of the kennels, they got to go to the bathroom. Get them out right away. Now her tendency is to want to go to the pond. We got to avoid that. One of the things we talked about was recall last night. I worked on recall. There she's going. Good girl. Good girl. You can't see her, but she is, I promise. Beautiful little sunset going on here. So she's going to do her thing. She might have to go. She's kind of going to her area. When I take her out, I take her to a spot to go number 2, and she's going over there. So she might have to go, and I think she does. So she just kind of went. Now what I want to do is make sure she's not getting into the pond. She's going to the bathroom right now. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. No, 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 no. She's into the water. Get out of there. Nah, Get out of there. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Good girl. Very good. Very good. Come on. Now we get into our little ritual is a race back to the door. Who can get in first? Okay, so we didn't start this tonight. We didn't work on this tonight. We practiced it tonight. She's been working on it for a long, long time. So anyone who's new, welcome, first off. There's the habit. See the little habit when we get back to the door? Oops, sit down so I can get back in. Really polite. I'm trying to get this dog to be polite. So she comes up to the door, she's going to sit down, she's going to wait for her turn to come in. Mike Schulte, welcome. Cody, Robbie Schmidt. Matt Green is in. Missy Ferguson, welcome. So, she comes up. Now, last night I talked about the idea of recall. How do I get her to come in so nicely? Well, it didn't start by taking her out to go to the bathroom. It started with recall inside, and I practiced and practiced and practiced. I started in a real small area, and I went to a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And incrementally, I got bigger. And I got control, and I got a habit formed. And then I started practicing and working that outside. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Very good. Very good. So she comes in. She's excited. Taylor, get up. Now, the beds are down, so I run into this problem with her placing herself. Wow, look at this. No one has to say a word to her. She just slides right in, under control. We're forming habits. We've been forming habits, and now we're practicing habits. Now, she knows it's time to eat. So, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to come over. I did not tell her to sit. She just did, out of habit. It came from doing this a lot of times. Do you want to film this? I'm going to get the food ready. So, I'm going to give, Steph's going to film. I'm going to get the food ready because I want to do kind of a review. Now, I'm still floating the food. I'm still soaking the food. Both for the puppy and I'm doing it for my older dogs.
Hi, Jeff.
So the reason I'm doing that is because I want, first off, when they're little puppies, we have a hard time getting them to drink as much as they need to. They don't just like drinking water. So I need to keep them hydrated. I control what goes in. I control what comes out. So I'm going to do this in kind of an orderly way. I'm going to get something out of it. I have to feed the dogs no matter what. I might as well get something out of it. This goes back to us talking about don't schedule life around training your dog. Train your dog around your life schedule. I have to feed every dog here tonight. I might as well get something out of it. So I got Ellie here. Ellie, come on. Ellie, come on. Ellie had a great session with me. There was a test. Could that little puppy get walked by without breaking? Come here, Ellie. So I'm practicing something. Sit. I'm practicing something that we worked on for the last, she's going to be 16 weeks on Friday. So for the last, not going on 9 weeks almost, we've been working on sit, remote sit, recall, come when I call you. I started heel work with her, steadiness, patience, all that stuff started first. And that was just a test for her to be patient as I walk past another dog. So it's a skill set that we worked on and practiced for weeks now. And now I'm just using it. Place training. I used it all day long today. I had her on place just about all day. I took her outside. She went to the bathroom. What did I have to use to get her back in the shop? Recall. Had to get her to come back to me. I worked on sit with her. I just made her sit. Just made her wait for a little while. So we practiced all this stuff all day long. Now, it all started here in the kitchen. It all started really in that room. So if you're new, go back and watch the old videos because you're going to see very, very big changes in relatively short periods of time. So, building off of that, we worked group work. Steph worked on group work last week. Fed all these dogs together. Had them all taking turns. Watch Scoots over here. I call her Scoots. She's getting a little bit of a bad habit of scooting. We're going to fix that. We're going to be precise. We're going to make sure we don't get creepers. I don't like creepers. So I'm watching her. My attention right now is on her, not these two. I'm watching her to make sure she doesn't keep if you would keep it on her.
Just make sure to talk louder then, because you're not by the phone.
So I'm not by the phone, so I'm gonna talk a little louder. I'm gonna send Ellie first. And we're gonna watch this little puppy have to watch somebody else eat. I'm getting all sorts of good stuff out of it. I'll explain what I'm talking about. Ellie goes and eats. One thing I got out of it is I got this little dog to understand where she is in our pack. She is the lowest she's the lowest peg on the ladder right now. She's way down there. Okay? So she realizes right now that every other dog in this house is above her. Every other person in this house is above her. I'm just going to turn some lights on. She's the last one. Well, it's real easy for me to establish our pack at feeding times because the leader always eats first. So Ellie's going to get to eat first. And Ellie is not the leader of this pack. You get out of there. That's not yours. Taylor really, I would say, is the boss, but Taylor's personality is...
No.
Sit. I got her. Now look who responds to that. Oh my gosh, she's upset. Look at this licking of the lips on Ellie. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's all submission. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to feed Taylor. Taylor can eat. Ellie can eat. This little pup's going to wait her turn. So we're going to feed these big dogs first. Now, I'm going to use this to have a chance to, extend a remote sit. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some temptation. She goes, oh my gosh, I got to wait. These guys are eating. I got to listen to him talking. All this stuff. She's not used to me not having that phone. That's a distraction with me and her. Having Steph helps a great amount tonight because I don't have to go with one of these. I don't have to worry about the phone. So my mind is focused on her, not the phone right now. Better than it would be if I had the phone anyway. So I wanted to go through, I made some lists. Last night, I asked you guys to make comments of what's going well and what are you struggling with. And I'm glad I did because I think, first off, I was surprised. I was surprised at how many people had things going well that I expected to be struggling. I had a lot of people say recall is going well. That's awesome. Most people I hear having issues, a lot of them revolve around recall. Just come to me. Forget about the distractions. Come to me. So that was really nice. The struggles is what I'm going to focus on tonight. But I made a few notes. Mike Schulte talked about retrieves. He's struggling with retrieves. I'm going to make a retrieve with her tonight. Not going to be many. It'll be really quick because I only go a couple with her. But I'm in the same boat as Mike and Nicole. I've got a dog that I'm struggling with retrieve on. So Mike mentioned something about his dog is getting close to teething. So he's thinking about stopping pretty quick. You have to stop. Mike is making the right decision. I messaged back and forth with, who was it today? Wayne. I think it was Wayne. He's having some issues with retrieving that have just come on. I want to see if I can find this quick. He's having struggles with retrieving that are just coming on, and it 100%, without any question in my mind, is related to the age of the dog and that it's teething. And he said, I'm going to take a week off. I said, you got to take more than a week off. It's got to be done teething before you're going to go any further. So we're getting close to that point with her. So that's part of the reason why I want to get some retrieving. Now I'll be honest. Now here's another test. Ellie, come on. Get up. Very nice. Work through that distraction. Okay. One thing I'm going to be really honest with, I've had a little bit of success with retrieves. Not great. Far from great. But I've had this little puppy. She has picked some stuff up lately around my shop, outside in particular. And she has picked them up, and I've called her to me, and she's brought them to me. They don't look anything like a retrieving dummy. They don't look anything like an antler. They don't look anything like any of this stuff. But she has picked them up. And I've gotten down, and I've called her to me, and she's brought them to me. I count that as a win. Those are mini retrieves. So it started happening since we've done a little of this. So I'm going to bring her over right now and make a little retrieve. So Mike Schulte, yes, get your retrieves in as best you can. They got to be good, though. Got to be good. We're trying to get something good going before the teething, because it's going to be a month before you retrieve after that. So I want to try to build something good. So I'm going to bring her over. Come on.
Why are you putting her on a leash?
Huh?
Why are you putting her on a leash?
Who asked that?
I do.
Because I'm going to make retrieves. It's not a leash. A little check for her. So my retrieves, haven't you watched your lives? So my retrieves, don't joke with your wife, guys, about stuff like that. But so my retrieves, this is how I've gotten my puppy to make retrieves. Because my puppy, this little puppy heals really nice. I've never had a dog heal so naturally. I've never had a dog not fight tie-outs as much as this dog. She just doesn't fight it very much. I got her fighting it a little bit this morning. I put her on a tie-out. If you're following on Instagram, when I did some day-to-day stuff on Instagram, kick that a little closer to her. I did some stuff on Instagram today that will give you a sneak peek to the everyday stuff. So I did the Instagram story. It's only good for 24 hours, so if you don't catch it, it'll be gone. But so if you're on Instagram, or if you're not on Instagram, maybe think about it. I'm plugging in these little things that pick. It's so easy for me to just film them real quick to the story. So I did a few of those tonight. This morning I did tying out. I showed the tie out. I had a message from a guy today, Fred Boland, I think, emailed me a question about tie out. He sent me a video. And I answered him and I said, check out that Instagram. I'm going to show it here sometime soon, but I didn't get to it today. But she's tied out really well. She heals awesome. Like, super good. So, she sucks at retrieving. So what I've done is figured out what she's good at and what she's really weak at, and I've incorporated now the chance for me to use this little bit of heel work that I'm getting out of her to help me with my retrieves. New dummies, new bumpers are in. So I know a couple people sent me a message. I did it on Instagram. I put it up on Instagram that we have them. A couple people messaged me. Our website is hopefully going to be updated really soon with our store, which will allow us to add several new things that we've been working on. This is going to be one of them. But so I'm just going to get a little puppy retrieve. I'm going to try to set myself up for a success here. I'm going to eliminate some of the potential things that may get in the way. She likes to play with that floor mat. I've got wet gloves down here that she may switch over to, so I got to be smart about this, set myself up to try to win. I'm going to get right down. I'm going to get a hold of this little lead. This isn't a leash. It's really a drag line from our game recovery tracking line. It's a tracking line. I use it for laying trails. So lightweight, she doesn't even feel it on her. Sit. Sit. Spry. Good girl. Good girl. Look at that. Very good. Very good. Why do I get so damn excited about that one? Because I didn't even tug on it. Normally, Normally, I've had to tap her to get her to come to me. Because she gives her the pressure to the neck so well that when I tap her, she comes. Come on, come on, good. We've wired that in through tie-outs. Tie-outs have taught this dog to give the pressure to the neck. How do I give the pressure to the neck? Get closer to wherever I'm tied out. I'm the tie-out right now. So, don't be the tie-out to start. She'll hate you. I don't care if she hates a stake in the ground. I don't care if she hates the garage door of the shop. I don't want her to hate me. So she's going to associate a lot of negative stuff with this when it starts. But that time I didn't even have to bump her. So let me try it again. Good girl. Come on. Get a hold, and then a bump. Good girl. Very good. I am not in a hurry to take it. Very good. Good girl. I'll share it with her all day long. So I'm setting myself up right now. I'm reverse engineering hold conditioning. April's going through hold conditioning right now, doing an awesome job with it. I've talked to a couple other people or emailed a couple other people that are having issues. Dogs making victory laps. Dogs are running off with something in their mouth. How do I fix it? Hold conditioning. Got to go through it. Can't do it till they're older. So I don't want to form a habit today that's going to be bad that I'm going to have to train out later. So when she comes in, I don't want to get into tug of war with her. I don't want to hurry up and take it away from her. I want her to come in and hold on to it. I got a nice picture of Steph holding earlier, and I'll post later. But I want you holding, and me petting up and saying, thank you, you're so good. Thank you, let's share this. Let's share it. That way she comes in and goes, he's not taking it away from me. We're going to share this thing. Because when I hold condition, I'm going to teach a dog to hold. And hold, and hold, and hold, and don't spit it out, and don't run off, and don't go up to it and smell it and not pick it up. Hold is going to fix all that stuff. Blinking, we call it. So start right now. Start figuring out how to get a dog to hold when they're this big, and they come to you, and they naturally just keep it in their mouth. Good girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Very good. No nudge at all. Good. Hold. Very good. Very good. Hold. See, you're so proud to share it with me. Hold. You're a very good girl. You're a very good girl. That's a good girl. Didn't bump her. Didn't touch her. One more and that's it. The steadiness is built in already. How did I do that? Feeding. Same. It all started in the first week or two. Had nothing to do with retrieves. Spry. Good girl. Come on, 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 come on. Good girl, come on, good girl, come on. That's it. Hold. That's it. Hold. Hold. Very good. Very good. Hold. See this? Indicates happy. Hold. Hold. Very good. See me? I'm right here underneath her. I'm not petting her here. That's going to promote her head down. Hold. Very good. Right underneath her chin. Dead. As soon as she starts one of these, I take it away. I don't want to form that habit. But see how I'm petting up underneath her chin? That's encouraging hold. If I go like this, you're so good, you're so good, you're so good, what is she going to do? Well, I'll put my head down and spit this out. No, 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 no. I had another guy that wanted to tell me how he's going to retrieve. He's going to get his dog to retrieve better by treat training him. And I'm going, wait a minute, how do you get a treat? I can't get the treat right now. So what do I do to get the treat? I spit it out. I have to spit it out in order to get the treat. They're not done. That little puppy sits instantly as soon as I go over to the food dish to get a bowl of food out. Why does she do that? Because when I worked on steadying in my arms, steadying on the ground, lining and sending, she learned very quickly that in order for her to eat, she's got to sit. So what does she do now? She sits the second I go over by the food because she thinks that's how she gets fed quicker. Well, if I got a dog that understands that they get a treat when they make a retrieve, and in order to get their treat, let's reverse engineer this. I got to get something out of my mouth to get the treat in. So what are they going to do? They're going to start figuring out a shortcut. And the shortcut to getting something in my mouth is getting what's in my mouth out. So all of a sudden now they're going to come to you and they're going to get up and they're going to get ready for their treat. And they're going to go like this. I'm waiting for my camera guy. So they're going to come up and they're going to spit it out. Because they're going to go, give me my treat. I have to have this out of my mouth before I get the treat. Then they're going to go like this. I know how to get there even quicker. There's my boss. There's the guy that has the treats. So I'm coming up and I'm going to go spit it out and I'm going to take the last step without it because I don't have it. It'll be a lot quicker. All of a sudden I got a dog that's going to drop it halfway before he gets to me in anticipation of treats. You got to look at the big picture. End, beginning, all the steps in between, moving forward. So this little retrieve, I can't tell you how excited I am right now. Like that was awesome. 3 of them, I didn't even touch her. Why are you laughing so hard?
Before Jeff said you must have got the look.
Who got the look?
You did.
Sometimes I get the look. Who
With
said
the-
that, Jeff Trudeau?
With the leash comment.
Yeah, I get the look sometimes. So, there we go with the
I
look.
was just trying to help you explain it to the viewers better, honey.
So that's all. So if you're new to these, a lot of this doesn't make sense. But if you back up, and you'll see, I literally had steam coming out of my ears the first time I tried retrieving with this puppy. I've never had to do that before. My puppies retrieve. They've been bred to retrieve. I tell the story about their name is a Labrador Retriever. They retrieve. Well, this one didn't. This one didn't for weeks and weeks and weeks. We're at 15 weeks, and I still am not making a retrieve without a drag line on her. Okay? So let me show you. Let's back up. So this will lend itself really well. Come here. So she's confused. Got 2 people training her tonight. Come here. Sit. Let's back up a couple weeks. See if this looks familiar. Imagine me with this little puppy in my arms, right? Holding on to this. So Nicole, our friend Nicole, who's got Maverick, we went live. We did a live call with her last week. We're going to do another one probably tomorrow as I'm shooting for to check in with her, find out how she's doing. She's got an 8-week-old puppy.
It's movie night at church tomorrow.
It's movie night at church tomorrow. We might be doing live early. So when Nicole, now I'm lost. So Nicole's got an 8-week-old puppy, and I'm telling Nicole, you got to hold on to the dog until its heart slows down, and then set the food down and let it eat. Okay? That's what I did with Spry. That's what so many of you guys did. Then you took a step and you put the pup down. Then you took a step and you put the pup down and made it stand. Then you took a step and you put the pup down and let it sit. So many of you, I have to tell you, everyone's strength. Nobody put on a weakness or a struggle of feeding time. Nobody. Everybody said feeding time's going really good. It's simple, isn't it? It's so easy. It's so easy if you start in the beginning and you work your way to the end and you take your time and you're patient. And I bet you nobody had it happen in less than a few days at the earliest. Might have taken weeks. But nobody said it's hard. Everybody says it's one of the things they're doing well. Well, it's one of the things we've been doing from the very beginning. It's easy to get good when you do repetitious and consistent things, because then habits form. It's all this training is. So my retrieve was nightmare for weeks and weeks and weeks. But all of a sudden, I took the little combination and I heard the numbers click. And all of a sudden, now I got a puppy that's starting to make a retrieve. So I'm finding that combination, okay? That was my analogy, it was combination. That was a
good one.
That was a
I
lot.
like that.
Remember high school?
Yeah.
Spinning around.
Yeah,
So,
thanks.
nice little work on this pup. Steady, quiet, calm. But watch how similar this looks to when I pitched a bumper out. Now, she can't even retrieve yet. She's not, I wouldn't even call her a retriever yet. Yet she's sitting steady to a pitched mark. And I'm not even asking her to. Like, honestly, if she broke and would retrieve it to me, I'd let her do it. Because I'm just looking for the retrieve out of that. And then I can polish it back up with her steadiness. But she's just so instinctively steady. Guess what? It wasn't instinct. I programmed her to do this from about 7.5 weeks on. We programmed in this steadiness. Calm. Quiet. You know, some people have got whiners. Sometimes I got a whiner too. Sometimes I got a nice quiet dog. Recognize the wins. Can you go in front? I just want her to see that. I want them to see her eyes. You can't see her eyes from the back. Don't kid yourself.
I'll punch you.
Now she's really looking at Steph, but what I wanted to catch was her eyes were like this on the food, and I just saw the whites of her eyes go like this. She didn't even move her head. She's moving her eyeballs. That's how precise she's getting. If you saw earlier today on Instagram, I might have put it on Facebook too, I did some back casting with Ellie. I want precise dogs here first, because I'm going to have to ask them to be precise out there next. And if you can't get them precise here, you'll never get them precise out there. When I say out there, I mean at 100, 200, 300 yards. And we're going to stop them on whistles and handle them and have them move their feet where I want their feet. I have to start it here first. We've never done a drill to train a dog to look at us. It comes. It happens. But it happens because we work on all this other stuff. All the stuff I've been talking about. Heel, sit, stay, come when I call you. There's the dial into the food. Spry. I almost forgot her name. So, backing up from our retrieving, we've got this. Now, I also saw this. Again, it's a review night. I saw Nicole sent me a video. Nicole from Minnesota, who's got Maverick, sent me a video last week while I was out of town. Her and Steph were talking about different training stuff, and Steph was filling in for me. And Nicole sent me a video where she held the puppy. I still have it. And finally settled. And it was, her message was, it took 46 minutes. But she finally settled, so I had to let him down and eat. So I watched the video. The video was only for a couple of minutes. She didn't send me 49 minutes. She sent me like 2. And I watched. And the dog fussed, and she would adjust. And, it was nothing I didn't expect. And then all of a sudden, you could just see the dog do that. And, I think Nicole was, surprised a little bit. And I think she went, huh! And she sat down. And I went, perfect timing. Her timing was absolutely spot on. You can't ask that puppy to wait any longer than that, especially if it's the first time. Now, the one thing I didn't message her back because I was at a show, but what I wanted to know was this. Okay, come on. No, no. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. Come on. Sit. You hear that nice little burp? Reset it. So I didn't have the heart to tell her, but after 46 minutes, you know what my next move would have been? Let that puppy eat for about a minute, and then pick him up and do it again. She'd have been really mad if I said that to her. But tomorrow night, a little prelude. Pick him up, and do it again. Because the problem with it, she might have been doing that, so I got to ask her. I shouldn't have said it. I'm tipping my hand. But the problem with just doing it once is, how do dogs learn? Repetition and consistency forms habits. That means you have to do it over and over and over again. So if we just do it one time and the dog gets to eat, that's not very strong for the dog to go, aha, that's what I have to do in order to eat. So in a feeding session that takes 46 minutes for the dog to settle down, my next thing is, okay, pick it up and do it again. And if my hope would be I could get 45 minutes or less, because that would show me progress. We took a step in the right direction. It's minute, but it's progress. And then from there, I'd let the pup eat. And then I'd do it again. And I try to get 3 of them maybe out of it, a session. First, try to get 2. Then go to 3. Then go to 4. And what's amazing is in a relatively short time, especially when feeding a dog twice a day, getting this lesson in twice a day, how quickly it moves along. Baby steps in the small scale. The micro is really small. The macro is really big. I guarantee you, I hope, I don't know, but I hope, I saw some videos that Nicole has with her pup, and I think things are going better. My hope is that when we talk tomorrow, we're going to go, okay, 10 days ago we talked, or 9 days ago we talked, where are you now? I'll be interested to hear. But I guarantee you in the last 9 days, other things have come up that have become problems. So my little list of to-dos for her will change. But it won't go from, okay, you're through that, now start into this one. It's going to be pick up what we talked about, carry it with you, and now pick up more stuff. And then pick up some more stuff. And all of a sudden, we got a lot of stuff we're carrying. Nice, steady dog. Dog that I can call off of food. Man, I could never have done that before. And I didn't do it very well here, so we got to work on it. Something I got to work on. Working through distractions. Dog there, dog there. Hell, I used to have to build a wall in order to do this. I used to make sure that she couldn't get into the rest of the house because I couldn't even feed her. She'd be all over. Spry. Now I'll let her finish. Okay. So we're reviewing. We did retrieve. I'm not going to do anything more.
You sit and talk?
Yeah, thank you. I'm not going to do anything more. Heel work is another thing I'm working on with her. Recall is something I'm working on with her. I practice some of that stuff during the day today. So I'm not going to do it tonight. Instead, because it's going to get too late. Instead, what I'm going to do is start looking. I'm going to go through these quickly. And I've got a list of little notes of some of the struggles from last night that people had left messages. So let me scroll back up. Looks like I left off somewhere when Tony Smith and Megan Smith joined in. Mecca was in. Robbie Schmidt, Cody Miller, Mike Schulte, Matt Green, I think I mentioned. Missy, I think we mentioned. Chris Borgman. Who's the Bears fan? I'm the Bears fan, Aaron. I'm the smart one out of the group. Let's see. Jason Erickson. Kim and Terry joined in, our tracking friends. Cam Cutters, welcome. I want to hear an update from Cam Cutters. I haven't heard for a while. Wayne is in. Wayne, we talked about you. I hope you were on here earlier. Mrs. Moore, Wesley Roberts, joining in late. Softball practice, no problem. Enjoyed the exercise updates throughout the day. I don't know if that was me. Here. Oh, so you're talking Instagram. So tonight I'm going to do it a little different. Normally, guys, I put her on place. Tonight I put her on remote sit. And I'm going to be a little stricter with Creepy McCreeps in here. Let's see. Mike's got a second conversation going on with our neighbors to the north. Let's see. So Chris decided to take a break for tonight. Sometimes the best training is taking a break, guys. Especially if we're having issues. Sometimes it's just take the foot off the gas for a second. Reassess things. Jeff has been doing that, which is great, Jeff. I would be curious to find out. I know we had talked about some potential pack issues, pack mentality things with your other dog. Wondering how that's going. April, we're going to talk about April's way ahead of us. We're going to talk about some hold conditioning stuff that she's going through. That's where I got the look. I'm heading to Wild Rose Kennels this weekend. starting the dog. I didn't know they had another one. They've been doing tons of them. I had some friends that went down to the basic and advanced handlers workshops last week, and they had a blast. So Chris, you're gonna have a good time. They put on a great experience down there. Let's see. She's doing great. She was doing great, Fred. Fred, you and I are the ones that we emailed. Scoochie here. This is where the place map itself just makes it so valuable. So my goal with her is I'm not going to be. I want to get her to the point where she's going to lay down tonight. I just want her to lay down. Okay. Yeah. And part of this will help once things settle down. Steph, go ahead. Steph's going to grab her stuff. Sit. My tone will get serious at times, guys, when I mean things. That was much better. Good. Jamie got in late. No problem, Jamie. You saw the good stuff. When do we know when to stop retrieving Mike's vet? He's just turned 16 weeks. So Mike was one that we were talking about with retrieves earlier. You're going to see the gums start to turn pink. I'll show you with... See if I can show you with her. She is not teething yet. So when their gums start to turn real red, from pink to red, you'll start seeing it, and then it'll be quick. The canines are going to be the last ones to come out. But that, as soon as you start seeing any soreness, Mike, stop the retrieving. Let's see. Been doing tie-outs, but she doesn't pull, so started heel work. The past 2 days gone pretty well. Keeps her nose to the ground though. It stays a few feet to the side. How do I keep her head up and bring her in close to my leg? My question would be, where are you doing your heel work? Don't do heel work on the grass. Don't do heel work on anything but concrete or asphalt to start out, because there's a lot less temptation to be smelling. What I want to do is I want to get dogs to start dialing in me. That's feel, that's connection, that's trust. That's what you're struggling with, Justin. So this is going to help you with that. But one of the things, Justin, I don't know if you had seen the DVD or not yet. Puppy DVD is key, guys. I had someone asking me about all these questions about foundational stuff today. I thought for sure they had the DVD. They never saw the DVD yet, the puppy ones. So they were asking a lot of heel work questions, and I said, you got to go to this where I talk about these drills. I don't teach dogs heel on walks. I don't take them for a walk and have them learn heel. Heel work happens. I get dogs to heel really well in this kitchen, because I only have to take about 4 steps before I make a change in direction. I turn around at 180. I walk in squares. I do all these drills that I get little dogs to start realizing. I teach, like last night. I thought it was great heel work last night at the shop, and the reason we didn't cover, I think I mentioned it, all total we probably went 50 yards, and we never went more than 6 or 7 yards at a time before we made a change in direction. My dad asked me to work with one of his dogs once on heel because he just got so sick the dog was pulling him around the block. He couldn't do heel. My dad's not a dog trainer, admittedly. So he said, I just want to be able to take the dog for a walk. So I said, well, let me work with it. This is a 4-year-old golden retriever. I started working with it in his backyard, and it took me about 25 minutes, and I never went more than 25 yards. And he goes, I thought you were going to work on heel work, like taking it for a walk. I said, I am. You don't train your dog to go for walks, to heel by going on walks. So check that out, Justin. But first things first, where are you training? Get on concrete, get on hard ground. You can sweep your foot under the nose. Your dog's too young. Your dog's only 3 months old. I think 3 or 4 months old. I don't even want to be that aggressive with it, but changing of directions is going to help you. Check out some of those drills. Cameraman in full effect tonight. Yes, the good old days of holding our pup for 45 minutes. See, Nicole went through it. Nicole Schulte, now Nicole Larson is going through it. But it is well worth it, because it only happens. The one thing that is nice is if you have to hold your puppy for 45 minutes to settle in, you don't have to commit to doing that for the rest of your life. It'll probably only be for a few days, and then it'll slowly get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So let's see. Don't have the eyes yet, Justin. That'll take time. That heel work is going to help. I I do wish that I'd been able to start Tiff in the way Spry was started, but next puppy will definitely... Yeah, here's the thing, guys. If you got older dogs and they're not Spry's age or younger, because we didn't start Spry at 15 weeks. You guys all know we started Spry at 7.5 weeks. And prior to that, see, I'm not even gonna squawk about it. I'm not gonna be hard on the little girl. I'm hoping for her to lay down here. As long as she's not fussing, I don't know what she's doing. As long as she's not fussing or getting into something, I'll let her move one grid, one square, but I'm going to have to get her to lay down here pretty quick. I think she's getting close. No. I won't let that. No. Because this is a lot harder on her than place training. But I feel like she's pretty solid at place training, and now I need to be able to do this when I don't have a little bed. You got to be able to teach her to be patient. You got to teach her to be able to realize I might be on my feet, but I can't go anywhere. I just got to hang out here. So April, you bring up a point of some of you guys have pups that aren't real young, and I've had a lot of people ask me, can I still do this? Yes, you can. Where do I start? The same place I start with a little puppy. The process doesn't change just because the age of the dog might be older or younger. Starts in the same spot. When you train a dog, you start at A and you want to end on Z. In between needs to be B, C, D, E, F. You take those steps and you be prepared to go backwards because that'll happen too. Eric Yeager got in late, no problem. Good grief, look at those sheds on top of the cabinets. You got a few up there. I put nice ones up there. Yes, thank you, Steph, for the camera work. Made it in late. Jail got in late. Nice camera work. She did do a nice job. So this must be where she dropped off. Did some practice today with recall. A couple times she would run past. Had her sitting steady while other dog wanted to play, and a bunch of heel work. Really getting good about not pulling. Excellent, Justin. I can hear it in your messages. You're seeing progress. Okay, awesome. Enjoy it. Remember. There it is. There's my lay. Very good. Enjoy the feeling of it, Justin, because when it doesn't feel so good, this is what you got to remember. You're going to get back to it. So, excellent. Justin's taking steps. Remember, Justin, patience. Be patient. Okay? Jail's getting some eye contact. That's good. The other dog issue has only gotten marginally better. I think the big part of it is Thor just wants her to play with him, and she has no interest and ends up bubbling over. I end up separating them. Yes. And I guess that makes perfect sense, Jeff. I was more interested in, like, didn't you say you were having some concerns with the other dog with some of that dominance issues? But doing it inside and on gravel. Just watched it yesterday. Okay, so you saw us do it on concrete. So gravel, too much scent. Get on some hard surface. Very little scent. Do it in your kitchen. Walk down, turn around. Walk down, turn around. Do some of those drills in that heel. I think I have heel work I talk about for at least an hour in the DVD. I mean, there's a big part because I think heel work is so important. I think heel work is just critical. If I don't have control at heel, I won't have control at remote. And so it all starts. In order to have remote control, I have to have control right next to me. That's all heel work. Yes, I get you, April. Too heavy with the older dogs. Totally. Put them on a lead. We'll get the same thing out of them. Happy to have the cot. Angie got her new cot. A lot of you guys got new cots. Got everybody's cots out right now. And we're going to have more in next week. I'm out of 2 sizes, but I'm going to have more in next week. I think I don't have but 1 maybe back ordered. So I'm working on that, guys. I'm getting better at the management of that. And we've got some exciting stuff coming with it hopefully soon too. Stay tuned. Buddy likes to lean against me. Is this a dominance thing? Yes, Daniel. Great. Do not let your dogs lean in on you. Do not let your dogs put their paws up on your feet when they're standing next to you. A lot of people think that's cute. I don't think it's cute at all. I think it's a complete test, and if they get away with it, it's you taking 1 step down the rung of the ladder in your world. So don't let them lean into you. Shrug them off. You stand on your own feet. Don't you lean on me. Jeff's savoring the little victories. Gonna have to catch up. Just joining. No problem, Anthony. I thought it was a nice one. We made some really nice retrieves this morning, which was awesome. I have a question about the hats you sell. What type of back? We don't have any right now, April. We don't have any hats. We went through 3 different styles, and I didn't like any of them. And I'm not going to sell something that I don't like. So because I don't know. That sounded weird, but if I'm not wearing them and liking them, I don't know that anyone else is going to like them. So I haven't found one that fits me very well yet, and I'm pretty picky about hats. So we're working on that. When we do, our website is hopefully going to be revised really soon. They're in the process of transferring over, so it might even happen one of these nights. But we're going to be transferring it over with a new e-commerce site. We got stuff to add to it. Bumpers will be added. Those bowls that I had yesterday will be added. I've got a few other surprises that are going to be coming too that I got to wait until we have them. So you hate the Velcro back ones, okay? We had it on our site that they were coming soon. Soon is a relative term, April. So I want to go through some of these quick notes, and then we're going to knock off because I didn't eat yet, and I'm getting hangry. Let's see. Michael struggling with retrieving. We talked about that. Mark talked about place training. He's struggling with place training, and I'm real surprised. Most of you guys, I had 2 or 3 people talk about struggles with place training, and here's why I say I'm surprised. Because place training is the easiest thing in the world. Most valuable thing in the world, possibly, when it comes to a dog. But when I say it's easy if you're consistent. So if you're having problems, I'm going to say it's because you are setting yourself up to not have success. You have to, if you have issues with puppies jumping off, you have to fix it. If they're too big and too fast to catch, then put a leash on them and sit within leash distance. So the second they take a step off, you're correcting right now. You've seen me do this with the pup. If a foot goes off the ground and even gets remotely close to the ground, I'm correcting. Like precision, 0 tolerance. Some of the people that have had issues with place training, I gave them a 0 tolerance rule. I said, you cannot allow any issues. If the dog's on place, you are 100% dialed into them. And if you're not, then put the dog in the kennel. Because if you are not paying attention, the dog gets off, you've eroded. You've taken 2 steps back to the one you took forward, and you're not getting anywhere that way. So, Mark, I'm going to have you may be sentenced to 0 tolerance. So, I missed that. You know how long she's been looking on that? I missed it. You guys probably all sitting, you're letting her go around a little bit. Yeah, I missed it. What of it? I make mistakes. Now, I won't let it happen again. So, Mark, you're a candidate for 0 tolerance. I want you to take a challenge of, it's Tuesday. Between now and Friday, no opportunity for the dog to get off the bed. And if you get 5 solid days of 100% consistent behavior, I'd venture to guess that a habit will be formed, the right one. Problem is you might have some really bad habits you got to train out first. It's going to take 10 times as long. Relative term. It's not measurable in 10, but I say it for a fact. It takes a lot longer to train a bad habit out than a good one in. So if you've got bad habits and they're strong, buckle up. Might be a little while. It's well worth it. Or you struggle through it for the rest of the dog's career with you. Man, that gets long and frustrating. So 0 tolerance, that's going to be my answer. And for anyone who's struggling with the place training, that is the easiest thing to fix, guys. You'll fix it. If you can make a commitment, you'll fix it. Michael Beckchold, I think is how he's going to pronounce it. Nipping. He's got a dog that's nipping and biting. We talked about this a lot with early Spry videos because we went through it with her whenever we went to a event. I'll see it again this weekend. I'll probably try to go live this weekend in Madison when we're at that deer camp, and I want to show the process of nipping and biting. I'm going to show the process of nipping and biting because the nipping and biting is nothing more than a test. And the test is going to come when anyone new comes. And so we're going to see it this weekend because we're going to see several hundred people at a deer camp banquet. So nipping and biting, correction is firm, swift. It's a scruff of the neck. No. Now she's wondering, what did I do? You're going to see a major change out of that puppy because of that correction. She She can't even look at me right now. Scruff of the neck, Mike. Or who was that? Mike, yeah. Scruff of the neck. And the other thing is it's not at the moment. So take your hands away. If the dog's biting and nipping at you, take your hands away. Set them up for success. So we'll talk more. Watch. Go back. We talk about it a lot, Mike. Go back in some of these old ones, and you'll see that. Chris was retrieves, and I made a note. There was a Chris that was having issues with retrieves. Randy Muffley, Ember still barks on place periodically. Just ignore, or do you somehow correct barking? It depends on how frequent or how infrequent. Attention does not when they act up. I do not reward with attention. Randy, film it for me. Let me see what it looks like, because it could be one of two things. So film it for me. Let me see what it looks like. Let's see. Chris, I have marked down for retrieves, and I'm not sure what that one was. Curtis, remote sit. Okay, remote sit and what the hell is my? Wait, here's my notes tonight, guys. They're really unreadable, very unlegible. Let me look here. I'm gonna scroll down quick and see. Curtis said remote sits. And having to repeat himself. How did I get repeat out of that? So, Curtis, here's your answer. The remote sit, I'm going to show you. Look, she goes, I'm sorry. You're all right. Come here. Sit. So your dog sits. I've seen it, Curtis. Now, my remote sit looks like this. So I come over here and I stand over here. And then I walk circles around her. And you saw me do it last night. I did a lot of remote sitting last night in the warehouse. So this is how the remote sit, if you're struggling with remote sit, guys, this is what your remote sit needs to look like. Not what I just did. It needs to be this. Sit. Here's your remote sit. Put some time on it. There's your remote sit. I moved. If the puppy moves at this point, you correct it, Curtis. Right now. Sit. And you go to here. And you wait, and you maybe count to... I don't know how long your dog struggles with its remote sit. I don't know if it can sit for... When you say remote sit, I don't know if it's 30 minutes or 30 seconds or 3 seconds. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter, my answer is going to be the same. If it's a 3-second remote sit that it struggles with, then take this much of a step back. 1001, 1002, 1003. Good. Okay, that was good. Now, take a step back. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Very good. Good. I just added to it, right? Now, I might do this. 1001, 1002, 1003. Good. That might be it. What did I do different? I took a step. I moved. So I don't care where you're at as far as the struggles with the remote sit, Kurt, but back up to where the problem is and then work on that and fixing it. And then your remote sit might be 1 step for 10 seconds. Good. Get really good at that. Then go 2 steps for 12 seconds. Get really good at that. When I say really good, I mean like perfect. Then take a step to the right. Then take a step to the left. Don't go from... Your dog sits really well. I've seen the videos. Don't go from sit to, oh boy, let's go over here and let's see what kind of distance and time we can put on. Because all of a sudden now, Fido moves. And how do I fix Fido from over here? I can't. By the time I get to Fido, they're cowering because I'm running at them and I'm upset in my tone of voice. And all of a sudden she goes, oh shit. Don't do that. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. So if your struggle is remote sit, I want you to back up to getting whatever the time is with whatever the distance is, and then get really good at it and add a layer. And then add a layer, and then add a layer. And after weeks, talk to me. See how remote sit is. But it's got to get good right now and it's got to consistently be good. And then you build, and then you build, and then you build. So Curtis, I want you to work on that, and I want you to add, and I want you to give me, again, the 0 tolerance challenge is out there for Mark on his place training. Curtis, I'm going to put a little time on it for you. I want you to do it for 4 days in a row. Let's talk at the end of the week. But I don't care if you can get like 3 steps for 30 seconds now. I want to see if you do that for 4 days in a row and you slowly build to it without allowing any failure whatsoever. Tell me where you're at in 4 days. 'Cause I bet you're further than 3 steps in 30 seconds. Don't go too far. Don't go so far you fail, but build off of what you're doing. Okay, so that's you, Curtis. Emily's got a problem with her dog. A lot of good stuff going on with Emily. She had a lot of real good stuff, and she's got 2 puppies, a 10-month-old and a 9-month-old. The one I'm going to talk about is she loses her mind when with people and gets very excited and tries to hold their hand and so they won't stop petting her. It's very disrespectful. You're right. It is very disrespectful. Here's what I'm going to say about that. Jeff Forsberg jumped in. Welcome, Jeff. Here's what I'm going to say about that, Emily. You need to train the people as much as you do the dog. And disassociation is sometimes the worst punishment for a dog. Especially, it sounds like your dog just really likes to be petted, really likes to be loved, appreciated, paid attention to. So, how are you doing on place training? It says here you're doing good with place. So here's the new challenge. When people come and this petting obsession begins on that dog, there's a nice change. Good girl. And that petting thing happens, put the dog on place. Make sure it's outside of reach of any person. And let that dog fight it out and figure it out and go, this sucks. And finally they lay down and they do what they're supposed to do. Might take a while. And then ask one of the people to go up and just say, good. Don't touch the dog, don't pet the dog, nothing. Just good. Because your dog's going to come unglued as soon as they walk to it because they're going to go, I'm getting what I want. Just go up and say, good. And as soon as it bubbles over, go back to where they were and leave the dog alone. Disassociation. All of a sudden the dog's going to go, God, this sucks. I don't get what I want when I bubble over, when I lose my cool. The over petting thing, set them up for success. Don't allow it so that they can stand there and put their heads in their lap. Don't allow it. And don't let people over pet. So it's a combination. You got to train the people and the dog. You'll get there. Let's see. Luke has a dog that's afraid of men. My answer to that, Luke, more men in that dog's life. Practice what you're weak at. If you're a weightlifter and you got a really big upper body and your legs look like chickens, don't go in tomorrow and hit the bench. Okay? Don't practice what you're really good at. Practice what you're weak with. So you got a dog that's afraid of men, so you need more men. You need to expose it. I got a buddy right now, it's a teacher that has the same thing. Little dog is a sweetheart. But when strange guys come in, especially when they're big and they look intimidating, she gets a little bit spooked out. So he said, how do I fix it? I said, more men. Just going to take more practice. And you know what the hard part about that is? You might have to go figure out where to get this. You might have to go to a park. You might have to go to the mall. You might have to go... He's in a school. I said, you might have to set aside time to have strange guys walk into the room. It's going to take work. It won't just happen. Nothing we're doing... I think there's a... I don't want people to be intimidated by the idea of how hard dog training is, because I don't think it is. I think it's easy. I think the idea of training a dog is easy. Executing isn't always easy. Sometimes we have to be creative. Sometimes it takes extra work. No, you were fine until you pulled that little stunt. So you need more men. You need to work on what you're not good at. There was a heel work question. We talked about that one earlier. The struggle with the heel work. And so my answer to that was you don't train the dog for heel by taking him for walks. I can cover 5 yards. I can train a dog to heel really well in the space of this kitchen, because all I gotta do is get moving. I gotta move 2 or 3 steps and then make a change. 2 or 3 steps, make a change. 2 or 3 steps, and all of a sudden I get dogs that are paying attention to me instead of sniffing around on the ground, because they just set the cruise control if you go for a walk. They just go, oh, here's the pace. Let's go check out everything around me. They tune you out. I want dogs tuning me in. I want dogs feeling me. I want dogs sensing and seeing and watching and all that stuff. I want them to see me without their eyes, but first they gotta see me with their eyes. So that's gonna take time. And Justin, I'm gonna bring Justin back up. I hope he's still on, because we talked about him a lot tonight. This is a feather in Justin's cap. And it kind of goes back to what I had mentioned earlier. Justin has been very active. He's shown a lot of commitment. He's sent me a ton of messages, and I love it. And sometimes it takes me a little while to get back to you, Justin. I apologize. But Justin made a comment on last night's about struggling, and I've heard nothing but struggles from Justin to this point. He's got a little pup that is maybe 3 to 4 months, something like that, and he's had all kinds of issues. He got in on this late. He got in on Spry when Spry was 6 weeks, 5 weeks into this. So he jumped in late. I'm assuming that he probably went back and looked. Now this is Justin Jones I'm talking about. Probably went back and looked at some of the old ones, because he started answering his own questions with me, which was great. But now he made a comment last night, and what I made in my notes was Justin had some really positive things to say about where his dog is at right now and what has happened more recently. And he's only been doing this a couple of weeks. And I think one of his comments was, hell, I've only been doing it 2 to 3 weeks and I've seen a lot of improvement. So my note on Justin is an attaboy to him, because I really see a change in him. And consequently he's seeing changes in his dog. I love it. So that's how I'm going to end it. We're going to end it on a real positive. I've been kind of crabby lately. I apologize for that. I've been a little owly at times, but I'm ending it positive tonight, because I thought that was a really, really nice step with Justin. So you guys, thank you again for tuning in. If you got in late on this one, I encourage you to watch it early, because I honestly think I'm feeling really good right now. I'm flying high, because I honestly think that the retrieves tonight showed me almost quite possibly we're getting close to one of those moments where there's a light bulb that went on. And those are those little moments where I go, yes. We're not quite there yet, but watch the video and you'll see. So you guys have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow. Not sure if we're going to get one in the morning. I really have been struggling to get a liver drag in. I talked about a liver drag a week and a half ago. I'm really trying to figure out how to do it. Although the light is great because it's staying light a lot later, I'm still getting home so late that it's getting too dark to do the stuff outside. So I'm going to try to maybe do it in the morning. I had my wife help me tonight, and maybe she'll help me in the morning. But it's a 2-man operation for the tracking stuff. So Fred, thank you. Fred, I sent you, I think I sent you an email back. I saw your email today. I think I sent it back. If I didn't email back to you guys yet, or you've got messages out there, I'm playing catch up majorly. So hang with me. We'll get to them. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk soon. Keep working hard.